Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Rockin' Roundtable. My name is Matthias.
And I'm Shay. So today we're going down the Metallica rabbit hole again.
Love it.
Okay.
And full transparency, obviously, we have heard this song before.
Yes.
But it's just we have not seen this specific performance.
Right. This is Enter Sandman, which is a classic, huge hit, one of my favorites. It's one I've a lot of haters or a lot of Metallica lovers are going to hate me for saying this, but this song and this album, the Black Album, right? That's where I took notice to Metallica. I've heard of them before, but I would never listen to them. But this is the one that I actually bought. I bought the CD.
Yeah.
But then once I bought this, then I bought some of the older ones, and then the next few after that. So then I really like Metallica after this one. And I know diehard Metallica fans, how dare you? But oh well.
Yeah, but I mean, and that was 1990. And I mean, I have a bit of a different story. So for me, it was my mom. She went to, before Christmas, she went to the record store and asked the guy about, music, hard rock, heavy metal music that she knew I liked. Mm-hmm. So she wanted to buy me a couple of albums for Christmas. And she bought, or the guy recommended Metallica. So there was Metallica Kill 'Em All, their first album.
Oh.
1983, I think. Mm-hmm. And she bought that one, and she bought Creatures of the Night by Kiss.
Okay.
And I didn't know about Metallica. I didn't have it on my wish list, if you will.
Right.
So when I put it on the first time, I'm like, what is this?
What is this?
Yeah, it was just blew my mind. And I was not a fan. I mean, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Because I was listening to Kiss. I was listening to
it was different than that.
Rainbow and more heavy rock, hard rock.
And this was even heavier than that.
I mean, this was thrash metal.
Yes.
So I was like, wow. But then, I'm not going to tell the entire story. But after a few years, after Master Puppet came out, then I became a fan of Metallica. And then I came back to the first album again, Kill 'Em All.
Yeah, sometimes you can appreciate the beginnings way after the fact.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Yeah, way after the fact.
Right.
So it happens that way.
Yeah, and it was just so new to me. And nothing I heard ever before, thrash metal. So... But now I'm a big fan, but also I was late to see Metallica live for the first time. I saw them first time was 2014 at the X Games. They were headlining X Games in Austin, Texas.
Me, it was 2023, I think.
Yeah,
that was the first time. Yeah, and it was amazing.
Yeah, when we saw them in
Arizona.
Yeah, in Phoenix. Yeah?
Yes,
and Five Finger Death Punch opened.
Yeah, so that was quite an experience, and we had quite good seats and for how huge that place was.
Oh, and also the fact that we didn't even plan to go there, because the only reason why we went there because we saw Ghost and Amon Amarth the night before. And the previous weekend they were supposed to play, Metallica was supposed to play the previous weekend, but I think James Hetfield got sick. So they pushed it out 1 week.
And so that happened to have been the week.
The weekend we were there. Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. So this is, like I said, Metallica, Enter Sandman, but this is from Lane Stadium in Blacksburg, Virginia.
Okay.
And they just put this up on their YouTube channel on May 7th. So this is fairly recent, even though it's an older song. Anyway, it's fairly recent, live footage in a stadium. I'm ready for this.
Me too.
Yes. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video where we will give our reaction, our review, and our, hopefully, good rating.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, let's roll.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Wow, that was cool.
But
Well, the
Yeah.
crowd was going nuts.
there's probably like 200 people there.
Oh, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a football stadium,
Right.
Virginia Tech.
Right. But it's
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Probably.
Lane Stadium.
Yeah, that's insane. Wow. So, what do you think?
I mean, this is a classic, and they still perform it with the amount of energy that they had performed it like 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah,
Same, right?
yeah,
I mean, crazy.
yeah. And this has been a staple of their set list. I mean, they cannot not play this, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like I heard a few of the songs they don't do every night. So like
Right.
sometimes even I heard like even Master of Puppets, it's not every set.
Oh, really?
But we were lucky. It's what I heard. But we were lucky to see it when we went. They ended the show, I think, with that. They still did Enter Sandman, but it wasn't the very end.
Right.
It was maybe a few songs in. But I think they ended the entire show with Master of Puppets. We waited.
I mean, that would be. I think that would be stupid because, especially now after
Well, yeah.
that TV show, Stranger Things.
Yeah, which is
you
going
know,
to be coming up very soon in
and
August.
it became even more popular than it was.
Yes.
Maybe not more popular, but
It
revival.
Revived it again.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. So I don't know. That's what I heard. I mean, you know me, I believe all the rumors. But
Yeah. Well, I mean, I need to look that up because if the Enter Sandman and Master of Puppets, those are, and nothing else matters. I guess they have to play those.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was another song they
Oh, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
either way,
Yeah.
that's what I heard. But I was glad that we were able to see that. So,
Yeah.
you know.
That was such a fun show, and I want to see them again because, I mean, the sound here was just absolutely impeccable.
Right.
Obviously, it's from the soundboard, and they
Right.
probably have, cleaned it up a bit, but still,
Yeah.
that was really, really good. Everything sounded amazing, and his voice sounded amazing.
Oh yeah, I mean, like he sounds like you want him to sound.
Yeah.
You know, not like, oh, that's different or that's interesting. You know, he sounds like the way he always sounds.
And it's interesting because he was in the beginning. He didn't want to be a singer. He wanted to be a guitar player.
Right.
That was it. So yeah, it's interesting, and he has such a powerful voice. I mean, he is, I'm sure they would have been popular. Well, I don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
So
It's
the
just
front man's
speculating,
very
yeah.
important, even though
Yeah.
the rest of the band is, and there's certain like some people, the drummer stands out, or the lead guitarist is always somebody that stands out with
Mm. Yeah.
charisma. But the front man or woman has to have that charisma. If they don't, then I don't know. Your band
and
will only go
he
so far.
does have that. I mean, the
Yeah.
entire band, they have their own, certain part of the band. I mean, Lars Ulrich, obviously, he's probably the most famous member.
Yes.
And then you have Kirk Hammett, the incredible shredder. So, and what's his name? Rob Trio.
Yeah.
The new bass player. He's been in the band for like 22
that's-
years.
Yeah. But what's sad, interesting about all bands in general, or all artists, like when they're in their younger days, when they first start, like their first decade, they have this charisma and this youth, and they're the good front woman, front man. But like it seems like sometimes they don't age well because of drugs, addiction, whatever. And when they're approaching 60, like they just lose that. They lose that spark. And that's when it's like the rest of the band is still doing it, but like somehow there's a handful of the bands that it's happened to them where they just either they let themselves go,
Yeah.
or something.
And they have done the opposite. I mean,
Right.
I know that James Hetfield, he has been into rehab a few times and struggling with alcohol addiction. But, he seems super healthy now.
Yeah.
And Lars, he looks skinnier than he has in the past. So
Yeah.
they all look good. And
Right.
I'm happy about that because it's such a great band, such a powerful band. And they're so important in the scene to keep going because think about when they retire, when Iron Maiden retire, when Judas Priest retire, all the old bands are going to be gone. It's only going to be Rolling Stones left.
Yeah. Maybe about 100. So I guess, we got to do a rating. We don't have to, but I want to.
Yeah.
Because this could have sucked. Like, we could be, we should have, this live version wasn't great. But it was straightforward, just like the record. It can be as it could be, if it makes sense.
Yeah, and I don't think they would put it up if they were unhappy with it.
Yeah, it's on their YouTube channel. Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't like somebody's phone where they, no
Right.
choice.
Yeah.
Ghost put a stop to that. But so do you want to start or do you want me to start?
Yeah, you can start. I need to think about it.
Okay, well, it's sacrilege if you don't give it a high ranking, especially if you were always a fan. I've always been a fan of this song.
Yeah.
This song is the one that got me started on them. So
Yeah.
I'm going to give it 10 out of 10, no matter what version. 10
Yeah.
out of 10, Marshall Stacks.
Love that.
Yes.
Yeah, and what you just said makes so much sense. And to me, it's also one of my favorites. Really, really amazing song. And they have so many, though, but this stands out. And this performance was just perfection, in my opinion. So I have to give it 10 out of 10 Marshall Stacks as well.
Woo! That's
Yeah.
right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That wraps up this video for Metallica live. Enter Sandman from Virginia, from a stadium in Virginia. If you like our content and you like what we do, don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, slap the notification bell, punch your neighbor. No, don't do that. Unless they piss you off. Anyway, and comment below.
And share the video with your friends and family and your neighbors.
Yes, that's right. Even the ones you don't like.
Yep, all of them.
But until next time, we will catch you on the flip side.